Have you ever noticed how some people always seem to have the best luck when it comes to shopping? Whether it's finding a good parking spot, finding the last pair of shoes, or even getting a great deal on some clothes. And what AT&T is doing with their service is giving all of their customers the same deals. Good things shouldn't only favor the few, and AT&T gets that. Because AT&T is giving all of their customers, both new and existing, the same great deals. Visit att.com/best deals to learn more. Restrictions apply.
You know, it can be really exhausting to feel like you're not being heard. Whether you didn't like exactly how your hairstylist styled your hair, or you feel like your partner or even the world is ignoring you. That's why it's so refreshing that AT&T is hearing you and making changes. They're giving every single customer, new and existing, the same great deal. Check out smartphone pricing that's fair for everyone at att.com/best deals. Restrictions apply.
At State Farm, they're focused on the belief that diversity makes safer, stronger, smarter neighborhoods where all are welcome. Neighborhoods that are reflective of the culture makers, shakers, and movers of tomorrow. To make a better world for our future generations, we must amplify, celebrate, and empower Black creators today. And that's why State Farm is committed to providing services, platforms, and long-standing actions to help build strong neighborhoods for the Black community. State Farm knows that being good neighbors means uplifting communities wherever their customers find themselves. They don't just provide a policy, they provide a partner. Because with over 19,000 State Farm agents, they reflect the diversity of America. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Talk to 'em. We're just two unapologetically Black women with an opinion who talk back.
What's up? It's your girl AJ. Welcome to a new episode of We Talk Back. Al.
It's Tam Bam. I love y'all. Hey.
You lie to these people every fucking week.
I do love them, girl.
Y'all, wish Tam a quick and speedy recovery. My friend is sick this week.
I got COVID, y'all. This shit crazy. I'm ugly.
You been taking your vitamins?
Man, I'm taking everything. I'm pretty sure I have everything you could think of. I'm taking soursop, vitamin C, elderberry, black seed oil, chlorophyll, just whatever you name it. I'm over here putting it in my body, trying to feel better. This shit is for the birds.
You might even take a laxative too.
No, I don't need that.
Look, but we do have a special guest on this week. God damn it. Pronounce your name again.
Bama Dele.
Bama Dele.
How you
What's
doing?
up,
How
man?
y'all doing? I'm good. I'm very interested in what we're going to discuss today. So I'm just waiting.
Look, so one of my homegirls sent me a clip over the weekend from a live that you did, right?
Mm-hmm.
A couple days ago. And I'm like, man, I want to reach out to him, see if he'll come on the fucking show, because for some reason, so on our show, we have a segment called Simp Series. And we have another segment called Dumb Bitch Stories. So the Simp Series is the equivalent to a dumb bitch story, because in my definition of a simp is like a nigga that be getting played by women, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have the dumb bitch, well, you know, she may go through some things getting played by a guy. But for whatever reason, nowadays, the definition of simp has kind of shifted and it means something different based on social media. There's several different definitions of a simp at this point. So what I've been seeing is that any man that addresses men as a collective, oftentimes the men would say that man is simping. Have you seen that?
Yes.
So it's like, me personally, I don't think women should be addressing men as a collective. I feel like a man that has his head on his shoulders should address other men, right? We should never have to confront and address men as a collective. And we should just, you know, we talk to women. So women have lunches, we have brunches, we got all type of pull-ups where we talk our shit out amongst each other, amongst strangers. But I don't think that oftentimes men have that type of outlet. So
definitely
I know you
don't.
Yeah, so you have a You have something going on, like you mentor men in the community, right?
Yeah. I don't I feel uncomfortable with that term when it's grown men.
Well, mentoring, but that's the thing.
Yeah,
Like for
I don't know why, but
you
you
shouldn't
know.
feel uncomfortable because in order, the whole thing is, oh, black women aren't submissive enough, right? We supposed to
Mhm.
follow. But if you are a black man to me and you can't follow another black man that knows the way, I can't follow you.
Understood. Yeah.
So if you're unable to be coachable, teachable by another man, why should I follow you?
You
So
shouldn't.
so that's really the
You
type of shit
shouldn't.
I want to
See,
talk to you about.
I'm a simp for saying that. For agreeing with that.
That's not simping to me, though.
Nah, not at all. Like she said, anytime you bring men to the carpet, or anytime you are supportive of black women, there's a contingency of black men, typically guys who are just a little corny. I never see any men of substance even using the word simp. Like, I've never called a man a simp. I don't care if he fits any of the definitions of a simp. I just that word is just not in my vocabulary. But yeah, anytime you agree with women, there's gonna be some men that's gonna call you a simp.
But why do you think that's happening? How is that simping? And in the social media world, simping would be equivalent to like a pick me. That would be like the woman, right?
Yes.
They would say like that woman.
Hate that term as well.
Me too. In the social media world, pick me and the simps go together. But in the real world, it's like a simp and a dumb bitch goes together on our show anyway.
Yeah, so in the social media realm, what happened was there have been quite a few men who have made their living off of bashing men and just telling women what they want to hear. So anytime anything is said that is almost, anything that sounds something like they would say, guys start calling that man a simp. It's crazy because I hold everybody accountable, black men and black women. I get called a simp. I get called a man basher. I get called a woman hater. I get called everything because I bring everybody to the carpet. So it depends on the day. What I'm what I'm getting called, whatever topic I'm dealing with. Because there's been plenty of times where there's been women tell me, "Oh, you hate women." It's like, baby, like just yesterday I was a simp. Now today I hate women. It's crazy.
Yeah, you can't correct anybody, right?
No.
I've said several times that a lot of the issues that we have going on in the black community, it could lay at the feet of the black woman, because I believe we set the standards. So whatever we say goes. So a nation is only as strong as the women, as far as I'm concerned. But talk about this, if you can remember some of the key points of your live from last week in regards to, because this particular episode will align with the last few episodes we've had out about relationships. So how does the conversation, what a woman brings to the table? That was what your live was pertaining to.
Yeah. So the thing, it was addressing so many videos that I'm seeing on social media where there's a blanket statement of, well, what do women bring to the table? And as I said in the live, I've never heard the question framed in a way where somebody's actually trying to learn. It's typically used to say women don't bring anything to the table. It's like a rhetorical question. And so my thing is, first of all, I've never had a conversation where I'm sitting down with a woman to actually say, well, what do you bring to the table? I've never even had a woman ask me, so what do you bring to the table? It's kind of a weird question to ask, but there's all of these little forums and all of these podcasts and all of these videos where these men are asking what women bring to the table. And I'm like, well, one of the things I teach my men, right, one of our first classes is defining who you are, right? And I don't think any of the men that have came through, and this is not a knock on them because I didn't know who I was myself. We're not taught to actually identify who we are. So when I had my first initial conversation with the brothers before they join, I asked them, who are you? Nobody can actually tell me who they are. So we go through a process of actually learning who you are. So when I said in that clip that the men don't know who they are, it wasn't a knock against the men. It's because we're not taught to actually learn who we are. But when you learn who you are, right, you're not going to be asking a blanket statement of what do women bring to the table, because you understand, one, that every woman brings something different to the table. Every woman has a different character. Every woman has different beliefs. Every woman has a different set of skills. When you know who you are, you know what kind of woman that you want. So I'm not going to ask a blanket statement of what do women bring to the table, because it's going to be a million different things when you understand the talents, the giftedness, and everything that each woman has.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to be looking for a particular type of woman that fits and flows with who I am. So I'm not just going to be going on a bunch of blind dates. That's the only way you're going to be sitting down with somebody you know nothing about. Other than that, you should be observing somebody.
Right.
And you should be seeing somebody like, damn, I like how she moves. I like what she's doing. I like how she runs that business, or I like how she volunteers, or whatever it is. I like how she's in church. I like how she's at the mosque. Whatever it is, like I'm observing who you are from afar, and I feel like you and I can be compatible, as opposed to just having this blanket statement of, well, what do women bring to the table? Because you can bring something absolutely phenomenal to the table that I do not need, that does not mesh with me well at all, that does not compliment me. That does not mean you're a bad woman. Or I could bring something to the table that is absolutely phenomenal that does not compliment you.
Right.
So this blanket statement of what do women bring to the table, to me, it really doesn't make sense, because when you're flowing in your I am, when you're flowing through who you are going to attract people who are going to compliment who you are, what you're doing, and where you're going.
Right. I think that men who ask, what women bring to the table, it's almost equivalent to the black woman saying they don't need a nigga. I don't need a man. It's like
I said the exact same thing on my live.
That's what it is to me. That's exactly what it is.
That's what it is.
So, I mean, it's not true. We all need each other.
Yes.
So, like you're saying, like finding somebody that complements what you already have going on. I feel like the men who have shit established in some way, they aren't the ones that ask what you bring to the table, because oftentimes they really don't need you to come with much. But you have a lot of men that just need a lot of help. And instead of admitting that they need help, and that's the type of woman they're looking for, somebody to help them in business, somebody to help them with their children. You kind of have these expectations of people. You didn't lay any of your expectations out, which you can lay expectations out, but to ask somebody what you bring to the table, to me, it's kind of disrespectful. And I think women, we may get an attitude about it. If you ask a guy, like, what he brings to the table, he may not get an attitude about it. He may just tell you whatever it is that he brings to the table. But I think, like you said, when it's asked, when women are asked what they bring to the table, it's negative. It's never anything positive. It's always with a negative connotation behind it.
Yeah, and another point that I was making in the video is a portion of that is because a lot of these men are just going after face, tits, and ass. So they don't even so when I posted that video, I got thousands of views, I got a whole bunch of comments, everybody's mad. So the next day I posted, well, brothers, what's your type then?
What do you want?
What is your type?
Right.
Crickets. Those same guys that was calling me a simp and all of that, they don't come double back and say, well, I want this type of woman, because you're picking a woman based off of how she looks physically. And since that's the only thing you cared about, now you're in a room with her like, well, what do you bring to the table? That's because you didn't like anything about her prior to wanting to even talk to her.
Right.
Like, I need a woman to be physically attractive to me, but I have to be attracted to more than just how you look in order for me to want to engage with you. I don't want to engage with any woman simply off of how she looks. That's just not how I roll, because I know who I am, I know what I do, and I know where I'm going. So I can't just be following or trying to talk to any woman because she looks good. It just doesn't make sense.
Hold on, Tam. Let's pay some bills. Hey, what's going on, Tammy? What's wrong?
Hey, I'm just a little annoyed. Like, have you ever felt like the world is ignoring you, or you're just not getting heard?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's sort of like, when you go get your hair done and you tell them just to give you a little trim, and you end up with a whole different hairstyle.
What about your eyebrows when you get them done and you tell them you want them thick, and then you come out with skinny 1990s eyebrows?
Yes, that's very annoying. But I know you've been mentioning wanting a new phone. And one thing AT&T is doing is making sure their customers are being heard.
What does AT&T got going on?
Well, they're making big changes, which is giving every customer, both new and existing, the same great deals.
Oh, really? How can I get this deal?
All you have to do is check out smartphone pricing that's fair for everyone at att.com/best deals. Restrictions apply. Looking for great entertainment? Sign up for Peacock, the free streaming service from NBC Universal. Peacock has the perfect pick for any mood with thousands of hours of hit movies and shows. Looking for a family movie night? Check out classic hits like the Harry Potter film series. In a mood for laughs? Get your comedy fix with every episode of The Office and Parks and Recreation. And don't miss critically acclaimed dramas like Yellowstone, award-winning movies, WWE, and more. Plus, get access to exclusive originals like AP Bio and Girls 5 Ever, as well as tons of kids' entertainment like Curious George and Churrostopia. And with dozens of always-on Peacock channels, you can stay connected 24/7 with live news, On the Choice, and sports talk on NBC Sports on Peacock. Don't miss the brand new movie, The Boss Baby Family Business, in theaters and streaming on Peacock Premium. With all this and more, Peacock always has something that you can't not watch. Sign up for free at peacocktv.com. Hey girl, what have you been up to?
Hey, girl. I actually just got finished shopping for the day, and I didn't get very lucky.
Really? What were you looking for?
The usual clothes, shoes, and maybe a new phone.
Well, I know somewhere you might get lucky and a new phone.
Oh, what you thinking?
Go to AT&T. AT&T has some great deals, and they're also making big changes to show they are in service for their customers.
Oh, really? Spill the tea.
Well, one of the first things they're doing to improve is giving all of their customers the same deal.
Okay, but what if I'm not already a customer with them?
No worries. Good things shouldn't only favor the few, and AT&T gets this. So they're making a big change and giving all their customers, both new and existing, the same great deals.
Oh, wow. That's huge. So whether I've been with AT&T for years or just starting to think about switching, I'll be good with the deal?
Yep. All you got to do is visit att.com/best deals to learn more. Restrictions apply. So how does this then become a simp amongst the men in the Black community? How does one become a simp because you're addressing men and how they should be in pertaining to women?
Well, you're only a simp to a small portion of men. You're like when every time I click on one of the profiles of the men who call me a simp, it's like you're a total weirdo. Like you're a total weirdo. You're mad
They
at
the
women
real
because
simp.
yeah, like you're mad at women because they don't like you. You're a bland guy. You don't have any character. You don't have any charisma. Nobody in your neighborhood knows you. Like you're a cornball and you're upset. So they always say stuff like, you're saying this because you're trying to get women. I've never had a problem getting women. I'm like, brother, I never have to jump on a woman's side on social media to get a woman to like me. No, but you project everything because you can't get a woman.
Right.
Maybe y'all should start simping. So since you think this is the way to get women, maybe you should start simping. Like anytime a man is getting attention from women, it's this small pocket of men that's going to call you a simp for whatever you're doing. And they just need to get themselves together.
Yeah, it's usually the men who ain't never got any women from elementary to high school to now in their adult lives.
Listen, I promise you, go to that post, go to that video, click on all of the profiles of the guys that call me simps. And when you do that, I want you to think. I want to know, would you date any of them? That's what I want to know. Go to the profile of all of the guys that call me a simp, and I want to know, would you date them? And I already know the answer is no. And that's their problem.
Okay, so I feel like the simps have a spokesperson. It's a certain another man that's on social media, and as of lately, he's been turning his rhetoric back towards men. But he built his platform off of women bashing, as far as I'm concerned. He gave a voice to what I would consider a simp, these guys who would be calling you the simp in comments, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gave a voice to them. He's like the voice of the man who never had access to the women he thought he should have access to. So now you have this guy who's telling you it's the women's fault. It's the women's fault why you've never been able to get the woman you wanted.
Who are you talking about? Kevin Samuels?
Yeah, I'm talking about that bird.
Now,
big
I
bird.
don't disagree with Kevin Samuels at all.
It's some things we don't disagree with him as well.
I feel like some way, somehow, women get his message completely mixed up. He has one message, is that regular women should deal with regular men. That's the crux of his message.
But that is his message, right? But then you have regular men who don't think that they're fives at best.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're talking down to women that may a collective or a consensus may be this woman. If we're talking about, it's the how he talks about the physical aesthetics of a woman. I don't like. You see what I'm saying? Because then you have these 5 at best men talking crazy about, he said that Sweetie was a 6.
He has a weird scale, and that's because he removes the 7. But to him,
yeah, because 7 would be average, basically.
To him, a 6 is not bad. Like
dog, he said Beyonce
is an 8.
Yes. You think Beyonce's an 8?
8, 9. She's definitely not a 10.
Who's a 10?
Who's a 10? Besides me.
Who was it?
Look, besides us, the fuck, excuse me.
who am I totally infatuated with?
I just feel like all women should feel like they're a 10,
And see, that's, I think, and that's why Kevin Samuels has a voice, because there, for some reason, is this notion that every woman is just beautiful. Like, men understand I'm not attractive if he's not attractive. So I need to do other things if I'm going to want to get women. But for some reason, every woman is walking around feeling like she's a 10. And that's why they're on Kevin Samuels' show asking, saying I deserve a 6-figure man, or a man making $400,000 a year. Just like, baby, you don't fit that mold.
Yeah, but so how he even popped off was because he had a woman on there who was making $100,000 a year, and all she was looking for was a man who made that same thing. So he automatically went to the physical, asking her, to rate herself this and a third. But I'm just asking for an equal at this point.
And $100,000 ain't a lot.
Exactly, that's regular money nowadays.
Well, $100,000 really isn't a lot, but that's because most of the country's poor. Because $100,000 is not the average. It's only a small fraction of people who are actually making that when you really look at the numbers. The average man is making like $40,000 a year.
Really?
Look,
I don't know about that now.
Me neither.
Google that. $40,000.
Go ahead and look it up.
I just saw McDonald's is offering $35 an hour right now. There's no way that people
$35 an hour. Where?
I saw a sign that said McDonald's was hiring for $35. I'm about to go work there part time.
The McDonald's around the corner for me is starting to up to $10. So.
They might have been giving that out if you get a COVID shot.
Yeah, probably. $35 an hour, you get vaccinated. Everybody's not making $100,000. Now, y'all might be in a circle where people are making that money. I'm in a circle with people that's making that money. But the average person is not making $100,000.
So do you know a lot of single black men who are making $100,000?
What is a lot?
Okay, do you know 10? Do you know 10 men?
Definitely know 10.
Okay, do you know 20 then?
I don't think I know 20.
Are they single? The 10 men, are they single?
Are they single? No.
So
I'm the only one over here single. I gotta get my life together.
Shit, we all do.
I gotta get my life together. They be going on trips and stuff. And they don't even tell me about. I see the pictures. I'm like, God,
they want to invite your single ass.
I know, and they shouldn't. That's what I'm saying. I gotta get my life together. That's what I mean. I gotta get my life together. But so that when I listen to Kevin Samuels, now what I will say is a lot of those bottom barrel men have latched onto him and have somewhat taken his message and kind of twisted it. So when he's talking to them, and let me say this, I don't like the way he talks. So I do not like the way he talks to women. So
That's my thing.
to me, that's very problematic. I don't like the way he talks. But when he's just talking about, all right, men of this stature, if they're single, they're not really looking for a woman who already has kids, X, Y, and Z. From his experience, because he's in this realm talking to these men, and I definitely agree with that. Where I don't care. Now I might have like a 1 or 2 child maximum, but then you have these regular guys who are all these women bring to the table with somebody else's kids. Because I kept seeing that in my comments. These women don't bring nothing to the table but somebody else's kids. So his message is being used to belittle women.
And where are these women? Because I know all the women that I know, they be getting money. So I'm trying to figure out, who are these men dating? Is it because there's bottom of the barrel men and there's bottom of the barrel women? So my philosophy is, you are who you eat, you are who you beat. So there's something in you, something in that person you see in yourself, basically, if you fucking with them. So what type of women are y'all attracting? Like, it's about partner selection at that point. And I always say, like, if a woman has never been with a good man, like, chances are she ain't shit either. If you've never, ever had a good man.
A lot of those guys probably, I don't know if they ever had a woman. Like, when you go to the profile.
They eat boogers. they be looking like they bite and eat boogers.
Go to the profiles, man. The incels, man. They're taking a vow of celibacy because they hate women. Like, I'm telling you, like, those guys, they've got whoever that they could get, like, and then they're mad at any man who gets any attention from women, and it's crazy.
Shame.
It just feels like Kevin Samuels is like the mascot for bitter men. And it's not even just men who can't get people or can't get women. It's also men who had like failed marriages and failed relationships that are bitter now. I feel like he's a mascot for them as well.
He's definitely become that. I really do not believe that's his intent. If you ever watch, like, when he's being interviewed by somebody else, to listen to how he became, start doing what he's doing and why he does it, when he's really getting into what the crux of his message is, it sounds totally different. But it's like women are misunderstanding, both men and women are misunderstanding his message. The women are getting mad at him, and then the men are taking it and using it against women. So I think he needs to switch up something, so it doesn't cause so many issues.
I think recently he did start, because he started out, before he was so big on social media, he was speaking to men. He had conferences and things like that geared towards men.
Nobody cares when you talk to men that way. As soon as the video surfaces of him talking to a woman, then
now he got 1 million followers.
Well, but because whenever I call men to task, listen, women preach this, I love this, that. As soon as I switch it to women, those same women who was on my side, they hate me. They don't want no accountability. So that's also.
Well, my thing is, that doesn't apply, let it fly. So even if you were to say something like that shit, that ain't me. But the hit dog will always holler, man or woman.
Yep, on both sides.
I don't hate his message. I just hate his delivery, because he'll have a conversation with a woman who has called in. So she did call in for this abuse. But she'll ask him, well, what do you rate yourself? And he's like, see, that's what's wrong with you bitches. And hang up on them. Like, damn, why you gotta do that?
I never seen that immediately. What's wrong with you? That's what's wrong with you bitches. Click. Like,
yeah, I don't like his delivery at all.
Yo, my favorite one when he was like, that sounds like a big bitch in the back.
Big bitches need love too, though. That's the thing. Like,
and big bitches get love. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, but he's not saying that they don't. He's just saying every woman that calls in his show want a man that's making 6 figures or more, and that's where he's like, baby, you don't fit that mold. A guy that's making this money has options, and you're not going to be one of them.
But why? That's in the Black community, though, because yes, and generally, right, for Black American men and women probably make 40,000. If you say that's what the median or the I don't know about that. We have to look at those numbers, but that's only in our community. That's in our community, right? So now we go to the next community, which I don't.
That's not $100,000 is not the standard for any race.
We talking about business owners, like truck drivers making $250,000.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Y'all need to look this stuff up. That's like maybe 15% of the population or less.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at. I hate looking at statistics because who the fuck put that shit out there? Somebody who wants to control a narrative. So I'm just going based off of my small sample size of people that I know.
And that's the problem. You're going off of your small sample size of people.
So it's people that I know, and Tam, people that you know. What could you say about the men that you know?
They get money.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so that's two women who know men that get money. It's men out here that get money. Now, whether or not he wants to give it to you, that's different.
I'm not saying it's not some men out here that's getting it. I'm definitely around men who are, but there are a lot more men who are not. That's just not the average.
Right.
That's not the average. The average guy who's a cop is not making $100,000 a year.
If he has a degree, he may be making $100,000.
No. In what city?
I know.
What cities are you talking about?
I know two police officers in Charleston County, and I know they make $100,000.
That sounds like you think they make $100,000. Because that didn't sound like I know that didn't.
They gotta make $100,000. Like,
okay. Listen, the average salary of a cop is not $100,000. The average teacher is not making nowhere near $100,000.
Yeah, I already know that.
You know, when you look at all of these professions, most of these professions are not paying you $100,000.
I'm looking it up.
Unless you're doing a lot of overtime.
Possibly.
A lot of nurses aren't making $100,000.
Nurses don't make $100,000. Are you sure?
$100,000 is not an average salary. No.
I just feel like, I don't know. It's a lot of people starting to become billionaires. A lot of black billionaires, and I just feel like $100,000 is.
Well, who are black billionaires? Kanye and Rihanna.
Yeah, but
you mean millionaires?
No, I'm talking about we starting to see more black billionaires, young black billionaires.
Who?
Rihanna just became a billionaire.
That's what I said.
Still
Kanye
one off a couple people.
So I'm saying who are the black billionaires?
But the fact that we are seeing it means that we're getting more money out here. And
I believe we see more millionaires at this point. It's really hard to see a black billionaire, but we definitely are seeing a lot of black millionaires because you can make $1 million on social media alone.
You definitely can. It's definitely more people making it, but again, that's just not the average.
Right.
It's just not the average. Like you're really in the upper, like I think if you're making $250,000, you're in like top 3% of earners.
Really?
Yes.
So there's 19 black billionaires based on this list on Google. Of course, Jay-Z's on there, Oprah's on there, Robert Smith is on there, Kanye's on there, and some other people. And I don't even think this person is in America.
Yeah, some of them probably
African,
are. Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely see more black millionaires nowadays.
Yeah, there definitely are.
I don't know. But yeah, these are all the round table talk discussions that go on in the black community right now. Because I think we're all just out here trying to figure it out, how to figure it out for our future. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the generations before us, they just didn't set us up for shit. And we're more consciously aware.
I wouldn't say the generations. I would say that one generation right before us had the most terrible black people. They birthed the most terrible black people. My grandfather's generation, they owned the neighborhoods. They own all the stores. It was my parents. It was my parents' generation. It probably is from the dope to the crack.
We had to factor in crack. Yeah, I was just talking with a friend about
and the war. So they sent a lot of our men to the Vietnam War. So my grandfather's age, a lot of the men got killed in the war. They got a lot of them hooked on dope. Then bring in the crack. So that generation right before us is where everything just went all the way left.
Yeah, so I think that's where all these conversations are coming from. We just have different ways now of communicating collectively, like the clubhouses and the Instagrams. Now we could talk more, and it's just really about trying to figure shit out. But there's the lack of respect on both ends. And that's the majority of our problem, just the mutual respect.
And social media has just messed everything up. I mean, you can do some good on there, but it's it's messing up people's minds. Like it's really detaching people from reality, and everybody feel like they need to live a life like they're
Virtual
a rapper
reality.
or a rapper's girlfriend. Yeah, it's like a rapper's girlfriend will buy him a car, and they be like, "Oh, she putting the pressure on y'all women." Like, no, she's not. I'm not. I'm not expecting my girlfriend who's a teacher to buy me a Bentley. Like what kind of pressure? Like why do y'all think that you're supposed to live these people's lives?
And why the fuck do y'all think y'all Dr. Dre? Like y'all ain't never gonna have to pay y'all ex-wife $300,000 a month, nigga. You never seen that. Okay,
Right.
so stop comparing yourself to those people. It's virtual reality.
It's the principle, but I get it.
It ain't no principle because half of these dudes ain't paying the child support on time. You got kids?
I have one daughter.
Okay. So they ain't paying the child support on time. They probably don't have to contribute to no spousal support because y'all was paying 50-50 the whole time. Like, what are we really even talking about?
I don't know.
So we're going to do our Simp series next. But before we get into that, let's take a second out to pay these bills.
Get your tickets now for the daytime stage at our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Samsung Galaxy.
Saturday, September 18th at Area 15, Las Vegas's new entertainment and events complex. A mind-blowing experience.
The hottest new stars from all genres of music perform live on the daytime stage.
Don't miss The Baby, Olivia Rodrigo,
The Kid Leroy,
Sweetie,
All Time Low,
24K Golden,
Russell Dickerson,
Youngblood,
Gabby Barrett,
Tate McRae,
Conan Gray,
Addison Rae, and more. The biggest artists in music come together for one weekend in Las Vegas.
Get your tickets for our 2021 iHeartRadio Music Festival, including the daytime stage at AXS.com.
Presented by Samsung Galaxy. Samsung wants to remind you that on August 11th, there's only one question you should be asking yourself. Are you ready for this life? Something big is brewing. Find out more at samsung.com/reserve.
If a natural disaster comes knocking, how prepared is your family? You can't just close the door on earthquakes, floods, or hurricanes and hope they go away. That's why it's important to make a plan now. Ready.gov/plan has the tools and tips you need to prepare your family for an emergency. So if disaster shows up at your doorstep, you'll be ready. Visit ready.gov/plan and make a plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You know their best-selling albums, sold-out concerts, and iconic music videos. Now, find out the stories behind the songs, behind the stars, and behind the drama with Behind the Music, a new podcast from MTV and iHeartRadio, featuring the stories behind some of the biggest names in music, like 50 Cent, Madonna, AC/DC, and many more. Ready to find out what really happened? Go beyond the headlines and get the story behind the music. Listen to Behind the Music on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Today's Simp series is brought to you by one of our listeners from Instagram. It says, "Hi, AJ and Tam Bam. I'd like to think that I'm the only man that listens to the show, but that's probably not true. But I wanted to actually get some simp advice from you. I live in DC, and if you know anything about DC, there are a lot of beautiful, successful Black women in the DMV area. They usually have their way here, though the men may not admit it. I do pretty well for myself as a government contractor, but I swear I cannot keep a woman around. I know what women like, so I always display acts of service and gifts, of course, but these women are brutal. It's almost like they literally want a nigga rib. I did my monthly budget, and I've been spending on average $2,000 a month on dates. I don't consider myself a simp per se, because I don't cook, and I'd be eating out anyway, so it's just nice to have a woman accompany me sometimes. Do y'all consider this simping?"
It ain't simping if you got it.
I mean, I don't use the term simp, so I'm not calling anybody a simp, but he's definitely being used. I mean, it's something about him that these women just don't like. He's probably leading with his money. I mean, $2,000 a month. I spend a lot of money in a year on dates, but $2,000 a month is a lot. How many damn nights are you going out, or where are you taking them to? So
he eats out all the time, though.
But he said $2,000 a month on dates. He didn't say on himself.
Nah, he said on dates. So if he's eating out, going to the club, VIP, drink,
that's not a lot if you think about it.
But that's not that's a date? Going out to the club and all that.
It just depends on what you're doing, I guess. So I would assume he mentioned dinner, right? So I would assume he's taking women out to dinner. If he's already going to be eating out a lot anyway, he just likes to not go by himself. It's from what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
So if he invites a woman with him, is that considered simping? Like in that woman's mind, she may be telling her friends, girl, his name might be in the phone under food. I don't know.
Possible.
But that's still a good person that just, this woman just may be missing out on, for real, not taking him seriously just to get a damn meal.
Roof course.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not calling a man.
I don't think that's a simp.
I'm not calling a man a simp because he takes women out. What? Like that doesn't make sense to me. Who doesn't take women out?
His friends that don't take women out?
Like, I like to be
the
with
Netflix
women.
and chill guys.
I like Netflix and chill, but I like to be out. So, and I like to have a woman with me. So, like, I understand that. But it's something that he has to work on within himself, that, to attract these women or to keep these women and not just take them on dates.
Used.
But just because you take a woman on a date doesn't mean she likes you. Like, she's getting to know you. That doesn't mean you're likable. You might just be a terrible person.
Right, with good taste in food.
Yeah, like you know how to eat, but you don't know how to have a conversation over dinner.
Right.
So you're talking about the wrong things, you're saying the wrong things, or your appearance might not be all the way. Like, it's 100 different things that could be going on that you need to hire a hitch.
Right.
So no, Instagram listener, we don't consider that simping
at all.
Nah. So we had when I can remember, like an actual simp story where a dude took money out of his 401k to give a woman for school, supposedly, because she actually used the money to pay for a lawyer for another man. That would be considered, but still, yet you were finessed. So are you really a simp? You thought you were helping somebody that you cared about, obviously.
Yeah, but
right?
I mean, that's how Simp Series works, because it's dumb bitch stories. You're not really a dumb bitch. You just got played. So
exactly.
Yeah. In that instance,
but I mean, if you take money out your, like, how deep was your relationship? Like, the fact she
how
took that
deep
money,
was that?
Was her coochie? Yeah, that's what it was.
see, the sex,
Actually, you read my mind.
The sex would never do that to me. What
never
kind of
say never, Mama Dayland.
I'm 39 years old. I'm gonna say never. And I done had some fun, and that's all it is. It's fun. This will never have me like that. But what kind of relationship did you? How long were you talking to this woman that she would do this to you? Like, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't use if I would use the word, I would use the word for him. Like, come on, my man. You went into your 401k, like. If I'm paying for your school, we need to be living together.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm paying for your school because he wasn't.
Right.
But if I think I'm paying for your school, we have to be living together. I'm dropping you off. I'm helping you fill out forms. Like, nah, what are you majoring in?
Right.
Man, let's go get these books. Like, come on. Like, nah, I'm not just handing you money to pay for school. Like, come on. Like, we don't even live in the same place. Like, nah, bruh. Yeah, you was doing too much.
And look, I know that the guy whose story that was, he does listen to the show. Listen, we ain't trying to play you. Still a friend of the show. We're just using it as an example of what a simp could possibly be.
I mean, you was a simp that one time. That's okay.
Yeah, you learned your lesson. Woo! A very expensive lesson. Should take her to court, my man.
Right.
If you listening, how you gonna go with
you
this?
Can't take her to court. Can he?
Why can't he?
It wasn't a loan. It wasn't a loan.
He gave her money for a specific thing and she used it for something else. Yes, he can sue her.
But
no, because it was a gift.
He gave her money for a specific thing.
False thing. Yeah.
She lied. she got the money under false pretenses.
Right.
He can sue her.
Possibly, yeah.
I don't think he would lose. He would lose.
Nah, I mean, the money
It's a gift.
Gonna get
It's
it,
a gift.
I tried.
Judge Judy gonna get that money back. Judge Judy ain't gonna like that bitch.
Yeah, but you can't ask for something under false pretenses.
Right. Because he definitely got finesse. So this guy
fully got
this guy just giving away food or whatever else, some VIP drinks, whatever. That's not necessarily.
But hell, I mean, $2,000 a month. I mean, shoot, at the end of the year, he had $24K. So he's spending the same money that guy probably spent on school.
I wish he would have told us like how much coochie you getting for $2K a month, because you probably, if your end goal is to get some coochie, you may just need to just pay somebody just outright.
Right.
Or are you looking for a wife? Because maybe you should stop dating as much and maybe have more FaceTime dates. I don't know what you need to do, but that's a bit much. So now if your goal dating all these women is just to have sex with them,
It's easy to spend $2,000 if you're going out to eat though in a month. Is this just on him and her? 2,000 happened fast.
It sounds like it's multiple people. He said he just can't keep them around. So it sounds like, whoever's available getting fed.
You can spend $2,000, but I'm saying, what are you spending? $500 every time you go out and you on a date once a week? That's just a lot. Like, how many damn dates am I going on? 2 dates a week?
$500 happened fast at Del Frisco.
And you better not flinch when the bill comes. Oh, we ain't going out again.
I'm going out again.
We know your ass going hungry hippo.
Hopefully your taste comes out.
I'm not going nowhere right now. It's a waste. Don't waste your money on me. I can't even taste it, sir.
Shame. So Bama Dele, plug yourself. What you got going on? So we know you don't want to call it a mentorship. What do you call the organization you have for these grown boys?
Oh man, I don't have anything going on for grown boys. I have things going on for grown men. I actually got to get our website up, but you can follow me at BF Nkrumah, BFNKRUMAH. What we do have going on is our Empowering Black Kings Network, where I'm teaching me, and I have a group of guys who are working with me who are teaching personal development. We have business guys coming on teaching. We have counselors and therapists. We have elders who are teaching things from an African-centered perspective on manhood and just everything that we need as Black men to be our best self. When I first went on my own personal development journey, I couldn't find any Black men who were speaking directly to Black men. We definitely had some personal development guys out there, but it was a very general and broad message. So I always live by, if I, whatever I need, if I can't find it, I create it. So I created a personal development platform for Black men. Again, called Empowering Black Kings, and I'll have that website up within the week. So, but right now, just follow me on Instagram, BF Nkrumah, BFNKRUMAH, and you can also go to bfnkrumah.com. I am a 7-time author.
And I saw you had some shirts. I love Black men. I want to buy one of those. Are you still selling the products?
Yeah, you click the link in my bio. They're all in there.
All right, y'all, hit them up. We do appreciate you for coming by. We talk.
I appreciate y'all for having me. I definitely got
great.
link with y'all. Y'all not too far from here.
No, we right here.
I'm in Columbia every week too. So that's crazy.
Yeah, Tim is from Columbia.
Y'all can hook one of these women that's making $100,000 and y'all.
Hey, look, I got $2 for any nigga ask what I bring to the table. $2.
Nah.
That's it.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you. So y'all know what time it is. If you
swear you Russell Simmons, bro.
I am Russell Simmons. Hey, look, if you enjoyed this episode, please tune in every Thursday on the iHeartRadio app or wherever the fuck you get your podcast at. Also, I hope y'all be hitting up blackeffect.com too. Got some cool shit on there. All the different podcasts from all the different genres. Also, make sure y'all keep sending us them simp stories, dumb bitch stories, ask a Black friend. at wetalkbackpod@gmail.com, or hit us up on Instagram, We Talk Back Podcast.
Yeah,
And-
follow me on Instagram, official Tam Bam. Follow AJ at AJ Holiday 2.0.
Hey. Yeah, because
Follow
somebody
our-
stole my fucking name, you know. I used to have AJ Holiday years ago. Then I got in a relationship. So then I took my social media down for this fucking relationship. And by the time I got back on there, some white bitch
Stole your name.
got Holiday, AJ Holiday, just AJ Holiday. I was mad about that. And she did not want to relinquish the damn handle. So here we are, 2.0. It's a new one. I'm new.
Y'all, pray for your girl. I'm fighting through this coronavirus right now. I don't know if y'all can hear it. I probably always sound like this, though. Like Kermit the Frog.
Well, today you're stronger than ever.
Yep. All right, man. You know, it can be really exhausting to feel like you're not being heard. Whether you didn't like exactly how your hairstylist styled your hair, or you feel like your partner or even the world is ignoring you. That's why it's so refreshing that AT&T is hearing you and making changes. They're giving every single customer, new and existing, the same great deal. Check out smartphone pricing that's fair for everyone at AT&T.com/best deals. Restrictions apply.
Have you ever noticed how some people always seem to have the best luck when it comes to shopping? Whether it's finding a good parking spot, finding the last pair of shoes, or even getting a great deal on some clothes. And what AT&T is doing with their service is giving all of their customers the same deals. Good things shouldn't only favor the few, and AT&T gets that. Because AT&T is giving all of their customers, both new and existing, the same great deals. Visit AT&T.com/best deals to learn more. Restrictions apply. Looking for great entertainment? Sign up for Peacock, the free streaming service from NBC Universal. Watch thousands of hours of hit movies and shows, including current series and exclusive originals. Plus, get live sports, WWE, kids entertainment, and more. And with tons of always-on Peacock channels, you can stay connected 24/7 with live news, sports talk, and so much more. Find the perfect pick for any mood on Peacock. That's why you can't not watch. Sign up for free at peacocktv.com.